It was a wild game in Provo. I'm Barry Tramel, along with OU writer Eli Lederman. Here at Lavelle Edwards Stadium on Saturday, the Sooners survived Brigham Young 31-24. And Eli, this one came down to turnovers.
This wasn't the game we expected, was it, Barry? We were coming here, Sooners were 24-point favorites, a reeling BYU team, and here we were in the final minutes, as you said. Comes down to the turnovers, comes down to a late score from Gavin Sawchuk, comes down to the turnover produced by Danny Stutzman and Jacob Lacey to get him there, and the Sooners escape unscathed. Obviously, the big story, Dillon Gabriel comes out at halftime, looked like a head injury on the field. Brent Venables, after the game, described it as an upper body injury. Said based on what he knows, there's at least a shot that Dillon can play against TCU, but today was our first look at Jackson Arnold, the OU quarterback of the future, in a pressure situation. And, you know, he didn't dazzle, he didn't do anything to knock your socks off, but he led this offense through a second half to a victory, and the Sooners get to go home 9-2, you know, intact besides perhaps the quarterback situation.
Yeah, Billy Bowman, the strong again. Sooners were tied 17-17, late third quarter. Brigham Young's on the 1 yard line, maybe the 2 yard line, first and goal. BYU running big gashes into the OU defense, and BYU decides to pass. Billy Bowman jumps a slant pattern, takes it 100 yards. One of the bigger defensive plays in recent OU football history, gives the Sooners enough cushion. They were never behind. After that, they just great play by Billy Bowman.
Barry, you know how many 100-yard touchdowns there have been in OU history?
I can remember a couple of 3 kickoff returns, and that's it. So I don't know about any defensive plays.
Billy Bowman's was the 8th. The previous one before that, you're right, kick return, Alex Ross. 2014, Julian Wilson, interception, 2014. The very first, Al Needs, 1945. So it's a history, but a short history of touchdowns like that. You mentioned at the start of the game, that changed everything. Also got to give some credit to Gavin Sawchuk. 4th straight start in the backfield, 3rd straight 100-yard rushing game. And as we said, you know, the second half, Jackson Arnold was in there, but it wasn't like he threw for 250 yards. The running game was important today. It got them in the end zone for the score they needed to win it, and it got them the first downs they needed at the end of that game. So a big credit, I think, needs to go to Gavin Sawchuk as well for what he's been doing the last few weeks, and certainly this afternoon in Provo.
Well, Sooners keep themselves in contention for the Big 12 championship game. They can need some help to get there in all likelihood, but got a chance to go to 10-2 next week against Texas Christian in Norman on Friday. So stay tuned for further OU football coverage here at Sellout Crowd.